Solo seems to have spent many years in the vault in Silo 17, but Apple TV+'s Silo Season 2 initially seems to maintain an air of ambiguity surrounding how long he has truly been there. Although Steven Zahn's Solo was not a part of Silo Season 1's story, he has instantly become one of the most intriguing characters of the series. One of the biggest reasons Solo's introduction in the Apple TV+ sci-fi show has been so compelling is that Steve Zahn perfectly captures how living in isolation for an unimaginably long time has impacted the character. With his acting forte, Zahn portrays how Solo has grown both paranoid and vulnerable after spending years, if not decades, behind Silo 17's vault. However, even though Zahn's embodiment of the Silo Season 2 character is enough to suggest he has been living in Silo 17's vault for quite some time, the show does not reveal the exact figures in Season 2's early episodes. Fortunately, Hugh Howey's first Silo book, Wool, gives more explicit information on how long Solo has lived in isolation in Silo 17. Solo has been in the vault for over 3 decades. The show might have changed his timeline. Steve Zahn Solo's warning Juliet in Silo Season 2's trailer. In the original Hugh Howey book series, Solo explicitly mentions that he is 50 years old when he meets Juliet. He seems confident about his age and appears to have carefully tracked the time he has spent in Silo 17's vault. The source material also confirms that Solo was only 17 years old when the rebellion in Silo 17 killed everyone else. Therefore, considering the timeline mentioned in the books, Solo has been in the vault for nearly 33 years. While the show, too, might portray a similar timeline, it would not be surprising if it brought some changes to Solo's age and backstory. Silo Season 2's Episode 3 reveals that Solo was the mayor's shadow before things went downhill for the people in his silo. In the books, however, Solo is not the mayor's shadow but only the IT head's son. Since it seems unlikely that a Silo's leading figure would appoint a 17-year-old as his shadow, Steven Zahn's version of the character in the Apple TV+ series might have been older when the rebellion in Silo 17 took place before he locked himself behind the vault's massive door after taking orders from the mayor. Does Solo ever leave Silo 17's vault? He only leaves when Juliet isn't around. When Juliet asks Solo to come out of the vault and help her in Silo Season 2's Episode 3, he claims he never leaves the vault. However, Juliet catches him lying by asking how he left food for her outside without leaving. In response, the Steve Zahn character defends himself by saying he only leaves the vault when she is not around. Towards the final moments of Silo Season 2's Episode 3, Solo is fascinated by how massive Silo 17 is when he finally leaves, suggesting that he has spent most of his time inside his vault. The fact that Juliet finds some relatively less old dead bodies outside the vault suggests that he only left the vault a couple of times to overpower potential threats. While the show's Season 2 does not reveal where he gets his food in its early episodes, the books imply that Solo had a massive stock of supplies stored inside the vault. His supplies lasted him for over 3 decades, but he was finally on the verge of running out of food before Juliet walked in. Silo Season 2 might portray something similar since it clearly suggests Solo rarely left the vault.